Hi, my name is Lydia, and if you don't know me already, I am a sophomore in high school. I go to Eisenhower High, and I am a part of Robin Crab's youth group. So today I'm going to be talking about how our actions as Christians can affect other people's views on God. I'm going to be in Ephesians 4 and 1 through 3, but if you want to read 1 through 16 on your own, that goes along with it. So before I read those verses, I want you guys to imagine that one of your friends shows you a picture from their favorite artist, but this picture that they show you is one of the artist's least successful artwork. Your perspective on this artist is going to be not good. You're not going to think that they are legit or they had the proper training. Now I want you to think of the opposite. This time your friend shows you a picture from the same artist, but it is their most successful artwork. Your perspective on this artist is going to be completely different from the first situation. You're going to think that they're real, they're legit, and that they had the proper training. This relates to us Christians because if we don't show God's intended masterpiece and what He intended for us to be and to act, then people aren't going to see God as legit and real, and they're going to think that our actions are contradictory to what God is really saying. So in Ephesians 4:1, it says, I therefore, a prisoner for the Lord, urge you to walk in a manner worthy to the calling to which you've been called. So as Christians, we must act and live our lives showing the grace and love of God, because one person can affect an entire community and their outlook on God. So we must be careful with our actions and words. And we must be careful, and we must be sure to make sure that God shines through in all our daily lives. In Ephesians 2-3, it says, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. So what this is saying is that we must live our lives showing God's true identity, and we won't gain followers of Christ if we don't show His true character first. And some of these characteristics that we should be exhibiting in our daily lives are mentioned in this passage, like humility, gentleness, patience, and lovingness. We must be careful with what we say and do and make sure that it all exhibits God's love and grace that He gave it to us first. And we must remember that the small things matter. So you don't need to be going out giving away $1 million to the poor to be able to exhibit God's love. You can pick up a book for somebody or give a nice compliment. And we must also remember that goes for the negative. No, we're not going around murdering people. That's obviously not showing God's love. But saying gossip and talking bad about a person, that's going to do the opposite of what God intended. So I'm going to leave you guys off with 3 questions. One is, how have you shown God's love and grace today? The second, how do your actions reflect God's character? And the third, how are you going to model God tomorrow? Thank you for your time, and yeah.